Commanders family? Week 2 is here. It was a quick turnaround for our guys, and we have a special show for you on Command Center. Me, Santana, and B. Mitchell out in Green Bay reacting to the game that was Thursday Night Football. Then, we can't forget about that beating we put on the Giants. Logan and Fred are back in Ashburn, ready to break that game down and get in the film room to break down one of our newest weapons. All that and more right now on Command Center. Welcome into Command Center. We are out here at Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin, after the Commanders' Week 2 matchup with the Packers. Your final score, 27-18. Brian Coble Jr. here with Mr. 8-9 Santana Moss. Future Hall of Famer Brian Mitchell. B, not the result we necessarily wanted. However, we know one game at a time. Yeah. It is only Week 2. There's no reason to panic, right?
Yeah, no reason to panic, but it's one game at a time, and every week it's going to be the same thing. Trench warfare. Yeah. You have to win in the trenches. We didn't win on either side of the ball today. You know, as the game went on late down, when we were desperate, we started to make some things happen. Yeah. But you got to come out the locker room like that. Yeah. Green Bay did it, and they held that the whole game. Michael Parsons, he brought some energy to this team, to this whole area. We have to have guys like that, like we had on offense with Deebo Samuel. In the trenches, we got to have a leader, a guy that's just like that with that energy to make sure our team plays the same way.
And B said it best. I mean, energy. It seemed like we didn't have energy at one point. We were asleep. The whole first half, it seemed like we just hadn't woken up. And, you know, the second half you saw us get some things moving, man. But, you know, when you're have a short week and you're on the road, you're playing in a stadium that's electric. I mean, we felt it on the field early in the pregame, felt it in the stands when we was walking to get to the press box. These fans came ready. We saw them out there tailgating. I mean, the team matched their energy, and we just didn't show up.
And Jaden Daniels had pressure all game long. 4 sacks on Jaden Daniels. How do we clean that up as we move forward to Week 3 back at home?
Well, I think everybody has to do it together. Yeah. You know, it's not just one person that did anything. You can't blame it on any one offensive lineman. Can't blame it on the quarterback. Can't blame it on the receivers. Everybody has to get better. Coaching had to get better, everything. I think this, though. I looked at Jaden's face. He's pissed. Yeah. And we already know how competitive that kid is. Mm-hmm. They're going to get better. Yeah. Believe me, he might smile and all that, just like Terry's quiet. They're competitors. They're going to get this thing right, believe me.
Yeah, it's one game, brother, and you win and you lose. Yeah. But you have to play the next week. So these guys know how it goes down, and trust me, they're going to be right back at it, making sure they can clean up anything they got to clean up so they can be better next week.
Fellas, a lot to get to out here in Lambeau. But first things first, let's hear from our head coach, Dan Quinn, and our quarterback, Jaden Daniels.
I think in September football, Dave, there is some. Would disappoint you. I want to make sure the identity and the style that we want to play is right. I can live with the mistakes. How fast can we get back to correcting them? And you're in game 2 and 3 and 4, that early piece, you know, like sometimes those go not like you want. But I just want to make sure our attitude, our style of finishing is right. And that's what I want to make sure we can get done. It just wasn't to the spot that I would like that to be at. Even on a game where it doesn't go your way. I want to see the finishes. I want to see those plays and all 3 phases, and we just didn't have enough of those tonight.
10 days to our next game, so there's nothing to dwell about it. You know, it's early in the season. I wouldn't expect anybody in this locker room to hit a panic button. We faced a really good team, and we came up short, so we're moving on to the next game.
It's time for your best seat in the house, presented by SeatGeek. The most disruptive idea in ticketing, a ticket that works. Expect the expected. SeatGeek, fellas on the sideline out here at Lambeau Field. We saw a lot of things in this game. Let's talk about Jaden Daniels. Second game, only 200 passing yards. Had a hard time being able to stay in that pocket. There was a ton of pressure. Tanner, what'd you see from Jaden Daniels?
He fought hard, man. I think Green Bay had a great game plan coming into this game, just saying, hey, we're going to sit back. We're going to rush forward and you know, sit back into them zones and say, find somebody open. And he did that. He found a lot of guys, you know, later in the game. But, man, he fought hard. And at times he didn't have the time to really sit back there and be comfortable. So hats off to the kid, man, because he probably haven't had a game like this yet. Yeah. This is probably his first game in 2 years where he didn't look quite like himself, but he still stood in there, man, stood in the pocket and showed us how, you know, to play this game the right way.
And I think what happens now is this is a copycat league. Yeah. Other people are going to try it too.
Yes.
So what we need to do is improve. Jaden needs to improve. The coaching staff needs to improve with their game plans. And also his offensive line needs to improve. Because other guys are going to try the exact same thing. And when they try, you should be ready for them to try and make them pay for it.
And Phyllis, there's not a lot of positives in the 27-18 loss, right? However, there was a moment where Jaden Daniels could have said, you know what, this game is over. I'm going to sit on that sideline. He was getting banged up. He was getting hit. He waved them off. He said, no, I'm staying in here. And then he went and got a scoring touchdown. What message does that send to the locker room, Tanner, when your young quarterback, who doesn't necessarily got to be out there, your star, the face of the NFL, stays in and guts it out?
I think one of the things about playing in the heat of the moment, you're not really paying attention to that. You're just out there trying to win, fight, claw, whatever you can do to try to stay into the game and just do what you can. But when they get home and they watch film, coach is going to call it out. They're going to say, look at this kid. Look at this blow he just took. You know what I mean? They're going to show, look at your quarterback. Look how determined he is to make something happen. So why you can't give me the same effort? And this is what I've been a part of, rooms like that where you see a guy that shouldn't be fighting harder than you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He plays a position where you should be doing what he's doing, and that's Jaden Daniels. But that's why he's the Rookie of the Year last year, Offensive Rookie of the Year last year, and that's why he led his team to their first NFC championship in Lord knows how long, man. I think he's a tremendous talent, but I also know that this is football. You're going to win some, you're going to lose some, and you need these kind of games so you can know how far you are or how far you got to go.
I know sometimes the quarterback is separated.
Yeah.
And I think what he did today made the guys say, look, no, I'm one of y'all. I'm with y'all. And I think that right there, we all look at the quarterback differently. As a former quarterback in college, I would stay in the game. Coach, he's like, no, I don't want to come out. Because it made the guys understand, I'm here with you. And then now they are willing to fight for you. Jaden did it last year, and today in this game he did it too. He's like, no, we came into this thing together, we're going to finish it together. And I think that right there puts him in a different light when his players look at him. There are a lot of quarterbacks who will, I'm going to sit down. I ain't finishing stuff up. They did this. He's not that type of guy. And I respect him for that. But ultimately, y'all said it, he's a fighter. He's not going to quit on this squad. He's going to fight for him to the end.
And fellas, something we've seen since Jaden Daniels has been here is that rush game. Only 51 yards. We want to see that cleaned up. A lot of things to get better on, but again, it is a long weekend, and we take on the Las Vegas Raiders at home from Northwest Stadium. Now, it was a short week for the Commanders coming off a Week 1 matchup with the New York Giants and heading straight to Green Bay. Quarterback Jaden Daniels put over 233 yards in the air, including a touchdown pass to tight end Zach Ertz. Now, wide receiver Deebo Samuel found the end zone in his debut as well, totaling 19 rushing yards and 77 receiving yards. Not to mention, it was a big day for the defensive front, who brought the pressure on Giants quarterback Russell Wilson. Fellas, let's take a closer look at the numbers behind Washington's big Week 1 victory. It's time for our winning numbers, brought to you by Maryland Lottery. Please play responsibly. Now, Washington totaled 432 total yards, including 220 rushing yards and 3 touchdowns in their Week 1 game against the Giants. The Commanders' defense held the Giants to just 74 rushing yards and 0 touchdowns. We love to hear that. Now, fellas, let's send it back to Ashburn to hear from our guys, Logan Paulson and Fred Smoot, for more on Washington's victory over the NFC East opponent, the New York Giants. Logan and Fred, y'all got it.
It's time for Securing the Dub, presented by Hercules Fence. Security in every job. Thanks, BC, and welcome into the Big Bear AI Command Center studio. And Fred, let's talk about this defense, man. I know you're a defensive guy, and I was super excited specifically about this defensive line. I thought they got after the quarterback. They stopped the run. Let's talk about it a little bit.
Defense is back in Washington, and I love it. And it started with the big uglies up front. It started with Kinlaw. It started with Payne. These guys, I think, changed the line of scrimmage. They played on the other side of the Giants' offensive line, and I don't think Russell Wilson ever felt comfortable. And they did not let him feel comfortable in their pocket, and that's what you had to do. But how they did that was making them one-dimensional. They stopped the run, and they forced them to beat them with the pass.
And let's talk about that, because again, we've had explosive players here on the defensive line before. The one thing that stuck out to me is the way they did it with good technique. They were incredibly consistent, and their production came from playing within the context of the defense.
Yes, and it was raw force. We're talking about, we're not trying to beat you with blitzes. We're not trying to do anything crazy. We're going to put this man in front of your man and make the best man win. And that's what we saw Payne from 2 years ago. And I enjoyed that because all offseason, he's been saying how much he's been putting in, the coaches about how good he looked. And we got to see that. We got to see that Sunday. And it wasn't just those two. All right, let's just be honest. Von Miller coming off the edge. Frankie Louvu coming off the edge. Jacob Martin coming off the edge. I love the rotation of guys because they're good, big rotation. They just kept coming. They were relentless. They never stopped.
And I think you're talking about the depth there, right? I mean, you've got great depth along that defensive line. It's one of those things where it's like, hey, man, we got Dietrich Wise on first down.
Yes.
We got Von Miller on second down. Jacob Martin setting violent physical edges, stuff we saw throughout training camp.
Yes.
And I think just having kind of that 8-man rotation, because again, that depth is, again, the defensive tackles, the edge players, but there's also Johnny Newton kind of coming in there making plays, Goldman coming in making plays. It was really nice that nobody had to take too much workload there.
And that's what you want. That's what you want for your D linemen. Once they're in there, you want them going full speed. You don't want nobody going half speed because I'm playing 70 plays. You want everybody to know when I get in there, it might be 2 plays, it might be 3 plays, but when I get in there, you're going to get 100% from me. And that's what happens to an offense when the defense has guys in rotation like that.
So obviously the defensive line, to me, felt like the star of the show, quite frankly. But I think you move back a level, 2 levels of the defense to the secondary.
Yeah.
You say, guys that stuck out to me like Will Harris, Marshawn Lattimore looked to be in great shape.
Yeah.
Quan Martin looked to be awesome. Mikey Sanders still. All those guys were doing a great job in the secondary.
I think they did a great job. And this is a totally rehauled secondary. Right? A lot of these guys never played for this team until this year. I enjoyed watching them play because everybody helped their own. It wasn't like, they did play well as a unit. I want to give them that. But Trey on the outside, when he was actually...
Let's talk about Trey real quick, man, because you love him as a player, right?
I love him. You know what? Let's not talk about the athletic ability. Let's just talk about the patience at the line of scrimmage. Let's just talk about the willingness to go up here and take this challenge of Malik Neighbors and say, I can do it for 4 quarters. I enjoy it. That's telling me his mentality is already there right there. And he never backed down and always sticking in his coverage. Even on the pass interference, he was still in his hip pocket. He takes the challenge, and that's all you want from your cornerback. Take the challenge.
And the thing you always talk to me about is just, hey, like he's composed, right?
Yes,
Balls in the air, there's composure. The other thing I want to talk to you about real quick is for the whole defense. It feel like Commanders football, as Dan Quinn's been talking about it, is back in Washington. Competitive, smart, tough. Do you agree, Fred?
Yes, from the days of Greg Williams when we were there. Me, Sean Taylor, Sean Springs, we were known for our defense. Defense is back in the nation's capital, and that's how you win.
Yeah.
You win with the Secretary of Defense, not offense. That's what you do, and I think we got the players for it. And I'm talking about front end, I'm talking about the linebackers in the middle, and I'm talking about back end. I think we got some special guys, especially when you look to the future. There's some youth in that room also.
Has a wall in front of him at the 15, breaks a tackle at 10, to the 5, leads for the end zone, touchdown! Touchdown Washington! Deebo Samuel!
You made your debut in the Commanders uniform. What was that like?
Man, it felt good, man. Especially walking out there and see how excited the fans was just to get us back out there. And I was kind of glad we got the win. It's still a lot of work to do. We had a lot of minor errors here and there, but that's what practice for. Practice make perfect, and we trying to be as perfect as we can be.
We've been impressed, man. Like, you don't get enough credit for coming back to the ball, your route running, all that. But you were separating, man. Like, what is it about your game that people don't know that we come to love to appreciate?
I take pride in we receivers. I take pride in catching the ball.
Right.
Even though they be like, you this is a hard catch, and it's never a hard catch if you get 2 hands on it.
Right.
So I pride myself in catching the ball as best way as I can. And as a receiver, you want to separate, but if the separation ain't there, that's what you got hands for. So you just got to use your hands to make all the contested catches. And I just say I take pride in that for sure.
It's time for Top 5, presented by UA Local 5 Plumbers, protecting the health of the nation's capital since 1890. Now that man Deebo put up some big numbers in his burgundy and gold debut against the Giants. 7 receptions for 77 yards, a 19-yard rushing touchdown, and 2 kick returns for a total of 50 yards. Now, let's head into the film room with the dynamic duo, Logan Paulson and Fred Smoot, for more on this Week 1 performance.
This is your can't miss moment presented by FanDuel. Make every moment more with FanDuel, an official partner of the Washington Commanders. Thanks, BC. Fred, let's talk about, to me, maybe the player of the game from the Giants game, and that's Deebo Samuel. And so we're going to talk about, I think, every single level of use. I'm going to start with this run, and it's him blocking, right? So they're in an unbalanced formation. That's Laramie Tunsil over here on the right side. That's John Bates over here. And if you see this, Fred, we got 3 offensive linemen to the right. You can tell that all these linebackers were kind of plussed over this direction, kind of accommodating the run formation. But what are we going to do for Cliff Kingsbury? Send Deebo across the formation.
Stop right now, though. Here go the thing. If you're a defense, when we came out the huddle, we had already alerted where's number 1. Like, that's the whole thing that makes him different from an outside receiver. You don't know how he's going to get the ball. You don't know why he's going to get the ball, but you know this. We need to know where number 1 is at all times.
Yeah, and I love this, right? Because watch the linebackers. Watch the confusion. Like, he motions in. they tighten down. Look at them. They're all going to move this way. We're going to move across, right?
Yep, yep.
They tighten down. Then we get the backfield action going the other way. So we got to respect the run of Austin Eckler going across formation. Look at these linebackers, man. They're pushing this way
They
now.
don't know where to go.
They don't know where the ball is going because of Debo, because of Cliff Kingeberry's design. And now all of a sudden, look at this. We've got a big receiver blocking a corner, and we've got a tight end, and we got Jaden Daniels, who's one of the best receivers or best running quarterbacks in the NFL, one-on-one with this safety back here deep. And I think this is a great play design, great red zone call here.
And way to understand your personnel.
Yeah.
Understand how defenses are going to react to your personnel. You said it. We got a running quarterback. That's going to already have them on their heels. We got a wide receiver that actually play running back. That's going to have you on your heels, and it's not going to let you line up comfortably where you want to line up at.
Yeah, so you're talking about how you always need to look where he is. I think you see it on that play very specifically. Now, let's say, hey, can he play conventional receiver, Fred? I think so. I think if the Giants came out and played a lot more man coverage than I was expecting, you see that here? We're kind of manned up. Man on the perimeter, right?
Yep.
So what do? We say, who's our best matchup? And Jaden Daniels, I think, felt like this was a great matchup. Debo Samuels on a nickel player. He's going to run kind of this. They're going to run like a dig and then like a sloping across the field. Watch Debo run away from this coverage, push vertical, break out.
Yeah.
That's a tough matchup for the DB
well,
right
first
there.
of all, leverage rise from the beginning of it, with his leverage being inside to let Debo get inside of you dead quick and break your leverage. You had already lost that battle, but maybe he knew he had that safety coming down at the top robbing. Like, and see, once he got over the top of that robber, now that's when JD5 understands I can push this ball past him and down by the hash.
And so, Fred, what you're talking about is this guy's help. He's pushing here, so he thinks I've got help inside, and I think this is where JD5's awesome, man. His eyes are to the dig. This robber pushes through here, and look at what happens. Debo runs right by the ear. Great ball by Jaden Daniels.
Perfect.
Winning in man-to-man coverage. That's how you get paid as a receiver.
That's how you get paid, right there.
So we see the misdirection. We see that, and then this is it, man. Hey, this is the touchdown run, right? Let's see it. You're gonna motion across, come back here. Psych. No, it's actually the counter, right?
But it opened up everybody, not just for the passing game, but for the running game. Because watch these backers. These backers are still where's Waldo.
Dude, look at that. Look at this body movement. Watch these guys just subtly push out here because they're like, he's going to get the ball. That creates good angles because, Fred, what are we doing? We're double teaming on the front side here. Back to that guy. If he's running out of the box.
I don't have to take him. It's all good.
That's exactly right. We're creating angles. We're creating hats. Now let's get to the piece de resistance, the play of the game, in my opinion, which is Debo Samuels. It's the same motion we just saw. Watch. Going to come across.
This is a Picasso.
Yeah. Work back. And Fred, there's so many good.
We're going to start with Brother Luke. That's the first block. And when you look at Luke, then you watch Tunsil get on out here. Then you watch the center Biotis get on out here. This is unbelievable what these guys do.
Yeah, look at all these guys to the perimeter here. We got Bates out in front. Tunsil, watch him work here. Biotis getting into contact. And then it's like, hey, man, there's still free hats.
Yeah.
They get paid, too. There's free hats here. They can make this tackle.
But he's a running back, too.
He's a running back. He's got great contact balance. Look at him break these tackles, push through here. Love to see him get in the end zone.
Mama,
Fred.
there go dead man.
And that's super exciting.
Yeah,
man.
it is.
And that's going to do it for us here in the studio.
Yeah.
Guys, back to you in Green Bay.
Now let's take a look at the next 3 games for our Washington Commanders because the season is here, baby. Week 3, we're back at the crib taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. Then we have back-to-back road games. Week 4, we take on the Atlanta Falcons in Atlanta. Then Week 5, we're in L.A. taking on the Chargers. Fellas, you saw that road ahead. We have Vegas at the crib for Week 3. A very strong offense, another very strong tight end. What do you want to see from our crew?
I just want to see us come out there and compete. You know, one of the things that I saw last year about this team, and I said all the time when people ask me, how do I feel? I say I'm optimistic because if they played the way they played last year, any game they can go out there and win. So I want to see them play the way they played last year, and trust me, man, things will be different.
Well, for me, I want to see them go out there and get back to the basics. Get back to winning in the trenches. Put pressure on their quarterback. Protect yours. I want to see that. And then I want to see them just be like they were last year, man. They seem to be having fun last year. Today they seemed a little stressed, as if they were working too hard. You know, have fun. It's a football game. If they get out there and do that, everything will work out for them.
And B, we talked a lot about the tight turnaround, but now that that's over, now you got a couple extra days to get right, get healthy. Clearly very needed after this game. What do you want to see from them guys as far as when practice comes, getting ready for the Vegas Raiders?
In this little time, it's like a little mini bye. I want to see guys, and you're not going to see them, but I want them to understand you got another 15 games.
Yes.
This little time you have, you might have planned something. No. Take time. Take time to get your body right. take time to make sure you get everybody mentally right. Because we're going to have to go through it. We may have some guys that we had going into the last game won't be here with us going forward.
Yeah.
But ultimately, we got to get out here and get ready to play, man. This team here is good.
Yeah.
Okay? And they got to believe that and work at it exactly like they did last year.
And Tanner, when you look at Jaden Daniels, right, not necessarily a game we wanted, only 200 yards.
Yeah.
What is that conversation like to a young quarterback like this to shake this off and move forward to week 3?
I mean, he's been there before. I mean, he's a warrior, man. You watch the kid, man. He was getting hit. It was at times I wanted him to say, hey, you know, let me tap out for right now, because the game is over.
Yeah.
But he showed you he was going to stand strong out there with his guys. But I would just tell him, man, watch yourself on tape. He's going to probably be the first one to go in and watch yourself on film and come back better.
And Beamish, to your point, man, he was banged up and stayed in that game, fought for his team. This is Command Center from out here at Lambeau Field. I'm your host, Brian Coble Jr., here with Brian Mitchell and Santana Moss. We will see y'all next week on our flagship show, Command Center. Command Center was filmed at Big Bear AI Command Center Studio. Big Bear AI offers mission-ready AI for a rapidly evolving world, proudly protecting the Washington Commanders and its fans.